Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rambling Runoff. I am your host, Robert Rios. And of course, with me today is Danny Tan. Danny Tan, how are you doing today?
It's good. Pretty good.
Yeah, we got a good show for you today. We got another test episode that we're doing. Hopefully it runs as smooth as our last episode did. We took the week off because Robert was editing and he wasn't sure what he was doing, but we're back at it today. So yeah, Rambling Runoff, we talk about all sports all the time. We ramble all the time too. So yeah, we got 3 hot topics. We're trying something new today. We're going from 4 topics to 3. Good suggestion from Danny Tan. Danny, what do you think about that?
It's pretty good. I think we can dive deeper. I think it'll be fun. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so the first thing you want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, what the hell? Hurry up.
Hey, yo, chill. I say we ramble, we don't speed all day.
Yeah, let's get to the rambling.
All right, so the first thing we're going to ramble about is the NBA Finals. They just wrapped up. What do you got, Danny?
Oh my God. We both predicted in last episode 4-2 for the Suns, and we get a reverse sweep from the Bucks in a dominating final game. It was ridiculous.
Dominating. I don't even want to call it dominating. From what I saw, it looked like what's like a good word? Like a slaughter? A decimation.
Decimation. Yeah. They decimated Chris Paul's hopes of ever getting a finals ring. Did you see at the end when he walked off into the locker room? He walked off so quick. As soon as the buzzer rang, he basically was in Chris Paul, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. He was like, I'm out of here.
Oh, I know. Imagine that. 16 years in the league. The first time you hit the finals, you got a great shot, great team, great coach. Everything lines up. You win the first 2 games, and then 4 games disappear.
And then, bam, some Greek guy hits you in the face.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't even imagine it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's disappointing and surprising that our predictions didn't come through, considering the first 2 games, the Suns were the clear favorite. There's no way you could have said that Milwaukee was going to win because they couldn't stop them on defense.
No. Yeah,
Chris Paul had his way.
Yeah. The offensive force of the Suns in the first 2 games was ridiculous, and they were clear-cut games. Wasn't even close, and all of a sudden, the Bucks it seems like every game focused on a couple of good players.
Yeah.
The first 2 wins for the Bucks, Giannis struggled a bit, and then the last 2, he just dominated the floor, and Middleton and Holiday really took a backseat. So it was just like when one person's fell back, another player stepped up, and the Bucks just showed more cohesion, more flexibility, and dominated over the Suns.
Yeah. So now that we got our mistakes out of the way, the Milwaukee Bucks did win their second NBA championship in franchise history. They defeated the Phoenix Suns in Game 6, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Game 6, 105-98 to win, like I said, their second championship in franchise history. And the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, scored 50 points.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Excuse me, sir?
Giannis. No one says Giannis. It's Giannis. Giannis.
Okay, Giannis. Whatever.
You don't pronounce the G.
Giannis scored 50 points, and that was able to give him MVP honors. He also became the 7th NBA player in history to score 50 points in NBA Finals, as he carried the offense. I don't know. What you gotta say about that, Danny?
Yeah, let me take out my notes during the game.
Oh, you actually took notes, like how I told you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, some good analytical / journalism work there, sir.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Giannis had a slow start, kind of as always. Chris Paul. I don't even want to
call it slow. I just feel like he wasn't even there.
Yeah. I think he had 2 points in the first quarter. He had 1 bucket, but in that final game, his free throws, 17 of 19.
That's pretty wild.
I mean, in order, my notes say Chris Paul found a lot of mid-range success on the switch onto Giannis. So that slow start is really true on offense and on defense.
Yeah.
Chris Paul made 13 points, 4 assists in the first quarter. or sorry, in the first half, all up against Giannis. Yeah, and Devin Booker was absolutely quiet the first half. I think he had 2 or 4 points, and he kind of never really recovered.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, dude, when are you gonna start scoring? Like the
Yeah,
difference. I feel like with the Bucks and the Suns was like I said, like Milwaukee kind of like settled into like a groove. Like, all right, everyone's gonna do this, and it's gonna hopefully it works, and it did work. For the Suns, it
yeah.
was like, all right, here's our game plan, and same thing. Hopefully it works, but it felt like nobody was contributing. You get
You
me?
know what? Yeah, I would say the Suns had better ball movement.
Yeah,
They
that's true.
had better setups, cleaner
Hmm.
shots, cleaner looking shots, but at the end, they would rally, go up one, down two, down four. But when they hit down six and they started going for the threes, they missed six pretty much wide open threes, specifically Crowder. Oh my goodness. My boy. He sunk 2 clutch shots, but missed 4 directly after that. I could not believe that he was given the ball consistently after he missed those shots. But it wasn't just him. Everyone on the Suns beyond the arc could not sink a shot to save their lives, literally, for the finals. And that's just what happened.
It's like as if the Suns went from a blazing round rock to a freezing cold boulder.
Um, you talking about the heat death of the sun?
Yeah, basically.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a knee slapper. That's
yeah, that was real funny.
gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, the young, I guess, yeah, the young immaturity of the Suns kind of showed. The inexperience of some of the players at a high level, high pressure event kind of showed at the end. Especially in the games as they got closer and closer to the last game, more and more shots were missed. I mean, both sides had incredible amount of turnovers, but
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, but
Like,
those clutch shots that need to be made were made by Chris Paul, the most experienced player on the team.
are you sure?
And
He disappeared too.
yeah, well, at the end, he was the only guy who made shots.
Well,
He
I mean,
made not even shots. He
he
just
only
laid it
scored like
in.
26 points in this game, sir.
Yeah. But in
And I
that
know
last fourth
26
quarter,
points is not a little bit, but compared to Giannis, that's
Giannis
nothing.
at 50. Yeah, exactly. But at
And
the end,
considering he was making most of the shots for the team too,
yeah, exactly. I mean, well, how many of those points were at the free throw line?
half of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, like a third, because
17.
17, yeah, like a third,
Yeah.
almost half.
Yeah, but at the end of that fourth quarter, when they officially hit down by 6, the Suns just never were able to come back. Chris Paul was the only person to lay anything in, make any shots, really.
Yeah, I feel
Um,
like throughout all of Game 6, like halfway through each quarter, someone was taking advantage. Like I feel like the first quarter went to the Suns,
yeah,
then the second quarter went to the Bucks, and then the Bucks won the third quarter, and after that, it was all Bucks.
I I would agree, except for the third quarter. I think the Suns overall won the third quarter. The
How?
Bucks,
But they
the
weren't
Bucks
winning.
had the Bucks had dominant runs, but
Oh
the
my.
Suns showed more aggressiveness. They showed a better offense, catching up. They had better runs to catch up. They ended at, I think, like a 1 point deficit, right, at the end of the third,
Yeah,
or was it tied? Whatever, I forget. It's over already. But but the fourth quarter was all Bucks.
yeah.
There was a little bit of a rally in between, but once it hit
Oh no,
at
yeah. There was like
4 points down,
there was a lot of rallies.
yeah,
It made for a good
it
game,
just yeah, it did. Yes, it did.
but you weren't gonna beat 17 of 19 at the free throw line and 16 of 25 from the field from Mr. Giannis.
Yeah, and every time Giannis went to the bucket, it was just absolutely uncontested.
Every time someone else went to the Bucks bucket, Giannis blocked it. He had 5 blocks, which
Yeah,
is pretty good, and 14
Yeah.
rebounds.
yeah, and I think he had 6 blocks in the fourth quarter. Clutch blocks.
Sir, he
So
only
that
had 5 blocks in the game.
5 block. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, it seemed like he blocked every shot that the Suns threw up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like if you're a shot blocker, like that's pretty rare because like it's hard to block shots in the NBA.
Yeah, I think it just shows the athleticism of Giannis. Like he's a big guy, but when you look at the floor, he doesn't look or feel like a big guy. He feels like a smaller power forward, but you forget that he's the biggest dude on the court. And as soon as it gets to the bucket, that's when you remember that when he elevates and goes in for a dunk or goes in for
Layup.
a good layup, it's just there's nothing that can stop him.
Nah, that's true. I mean, he's in. How do you say it? He has evolved his game so much from when he was first drafted. And yeah, he
Yeah.
was saying like, "Oh, I could have gone to like a super team, but I stayed here, and now I could cap on my brother, his younger brother who won an NBA championship with the Lakers last season." So
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah. But
he said it was awkward at Thanksgiving.
I mean, this Thanksgiving might be pretty awkward, huh?
It's like, so who's the better one now?
Yeah. I mean, there's clear who's the better one: the guy who won it off the bench, or the guy who won two-time MVP, and the championship.
And NBA Finals MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would just like to also say it wasn't just the Greek freak show. Chris Middleton scored 17 points. Um, Drew Holiday struggled, but he did finish with a game high 11 assists and created 30 bucks points with his assist.
Yep.
And I had his points down here, but I guess I deleted it. Oopsie doopsie. It's okay. He was only 4 for 19. 2 for 7 from the 3-point line.
That's 6 points.
Oh, there you go. 6 point ups. That's nothing.
No, wait. What? 4 for 19, field goal, 10 points.
Yeah. And I mean, we alluded to it earlier. Like the Bucks, I feel like they had more contributing players. Who was that? Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
I feel like it's out in the finals. There's always that one team that has like that like goofy guy, and everyone's like, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah.
I feel like Bobby Portis was that guy with like his big headband. It's like, and his like really high shorts. Like, dude.
High shorts, his bulging eyes at every play.
Yeah, dude. Seriously. Running up and down the court for every foul they call him for. Like, who are you?
Yeah, earning a technical.
Who was a guy from Cleveland like a couple years ago that like really got popular? Dang, I forgot his name.
He
was like this short white dude.
Kyle Korver?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I think he had a different last name. But yeah, I feel like there's always that one guy that just get like the one. Well, it's not always like the random guy. Sometimes it's like is a star. Like I feel like last season in the finals, it was Jimmy Butler. Like not because he was being goofy, but like he worked his butt off in those final games, dude.
Yeah,
he was sweating. Like you couldn't say that he did not work his butt off.
No, he put in all the effort and then some to try to get the Heat in. And it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, into the finals and win the finals. Yeah, I remember he was like, even like the Lakers players were trying to help him off the court. Like, dude, you can't even walk. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But yeah, like usually there's like that one guy. I feel like Bobby Portis was that guy. He was the guy. Yeah, you are that guy.
This finals he was.
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, who are you? Why are you playing this good? Why are you playing so sus?
Yeah. I do want to say though, Holiday, just to make a correction, he had 12 points and Portis had 16 points.
That's pretty good. I mean, as long as you have like contributing. I mean, I was looking at the Suns stat line. It's like, dude, no one was scoring anything. I'm like, what's his name? Mikal Bridges had 7 points. DeAndre Ayton had 12. What? Like,
yeah. Devin Booker, who in this playoff seems like he averaged 30 points a game at 19. Yeah.
Well, you tell me. I didn't. Well, I'm going to confess. I did not watch. I watched the ending of the Bucks' journey. I did not see the duration of their journey. I did not see the last 3 games. There, I said it. But I'll tell you this: if my power went out of my house, my phone battery died, and I was living in a cave, and I only watched the first 2 games, and came out of that cave and said, did the Suns win? And he would have told me no, the Bucks won. I would have said you're crazy because it was night and day from how well the Bucks played and how poorly the Suns played. Because I
Yeah,
feel like the Suns had all the energy and momentum in the world, and after that second game, because they went to Milwaukee, right, for game three,
yeah, yeah.
and
Game
then
three and game four were in Milwaukee.
yeah, and then game five was in Phoenix, right?
Phoenix. Yep.
So it's like, what? How do you? This make no sense. How do you
Yeah,
guys blow a two game series lead? I mean, it's not impossible to come back from that, but the way they were playing, like, I don't understand their collapse. Is what I'm saying.
yeah. I think game five, looking back, game five really spelled disaster because every win was at home for each team, right? The
Yeah,
Suns had such momentum in that game, but just at the end, the Bucks were able to inch their way in and keep the lead. It it just showed that even with momentum, the crowd behind you, Devin Booker played well that game. Everybody played well, but they just came up short.
it wasn't enough. I mean, can you tell
Yeah,
me? Can you tell me what did the Bucks do that made a significant difference in the series?
I I think exactly what happened in Game Six. They gave the ball to Giannis, and he didn't take a shot. He went to the bucket, and it just showed 50 points. I mean, it's clear. He showed that he's
I mean, they
an
were doing that
indomitable
in game one
force.
and game two, though. So it's like, I mean, did they just trust the process and it just worked out, or did they just
Yeah,
stop fouling and played like a more casual defense?
no, I
And
think
that's
in
the
game one
Suns
and game
too.
two, Giannis wanted to take the shots. Like game one and game two, because the Suns were such an offensive powerhouse, hitting shots from every corner of the floor. Giannis wanted to put up shots and not just take a dunk or a bucket because it just seemed like the Suns were this indomitable defensive force, like smothering the Bucks while on the offensive end, you know, throwing everything that they had in the trash and just destroying them. But from then on, you give Giannis the ball, you trust him, and he goes to the bucket. That's it. You feed him the ball, he goes to the bucket. That's it. And it's as soon as they trusted Giannis, all the results paid off.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm like, well, from game one and two, it looked like they did the same stuff in game six. Is that this time it was more foolproof. The only thing I wish I would like to see was more shooting from the Bucks, like from the 3 point line. I noticed they weren't taking a lot of 3 points shots, but I guess that's not their MO. But I don't know,
Yeah.
you tell me.
Yeah. I mean, well, Middleton and Holiday, you know, Holiday is the one takes the inside shots. Middleton in this series has been absolutely on fire band arc. But
Yeah, he was pretty
he,
solid in game one and two. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
give him the ball. Like, if he's gonna catch fire now, this is the most perfect time to give him the ball. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I'm like, why are you gonna dump it to Giannis? And when it's not working, give it to the other guy. Let's see what can you create plays basically, like instead of just dump and shoot. You know?
yeah. I feel like this game though was the perfect example of the Bucks adaptation. Middleton really struggled early on. And instead of really pushing, like, let's catch Middleton on fire, they gave the ball to someone else who could convert the points and show that uh, the Bucks still had offensive power, giving it to Giannis, giving it to Holiday, even though he didn't perform, exactly right or perform at the level that he did the previous games. They toss the ball around, spread the offense so that Giannis, when he did have the ball, he didn't have to take it to the bucket. He can pass it out and create shooting opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Correct, Danny?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, good luck. Hope you find some luck next year, Suns.
I know. I felt bad. Like I feel like they were. Well, I don't like supporting other teams, but I mean, as like someone that like covers sports, like you feel bad for them last season because they had to go undefeated in the
Yeah.
bubble just to make it into the playoffs and like have one team lose, and then they went undefeated and no one lost.
Yeah.
And this season they actually make it, and then they beat the Lakers, and everybody thought the Lakers were gonna make it, and everyone thought the Brooklyn Nets were gonna make it, and it's like nope. You get
Yeah.
two, you get one small market team and one medium sized market team, and they're gonna slug it out. I mean, we got a good series technically.
Yeah.
I mean,
We absolutely
I
do.
don't know what the viewing numbers were, but apparently they had about 65,000 people outside of the Bucks arena waiting for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you
But
have like a small market team like that, of course you're gonna have like a lot of people show up. I mean, that's not even half the size of Los Angeles, the city.
the Suns are, I think, from now on will be a dominant force in the West. Uh, and the Bucks, I mean, with Giannis on the team, who can stop them? Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just,
do you think Chris Paul? How much longer does Chris Paul have in the league?
I think Chris Paul has one more good season. I think this
One more good season or one more year in the league?
he can stay as long as he wants. But I
Well,
think
I'm
Chris Paul
telling you,
has
how much longer do you think he has?
at most. I don't see him staying another 3 years
Was the Suns or in the league?
in the league.
Oh man, yeah, this might have been it then, huh?
Yeah, I think that was his frustration in walking out at the end of Game 6. 16 years in the league, great team, everything lines up, and it just, for whatever reason, small things here and there, it didn't connect. He missed his shot at the championship, probably his last shot. But yeah, I mean, I think it would have been such a satisfying win for the Suns. First championship in franchise history, first championship for Chris Paul, who's been in the league for 16 years. First time in the finals, he gets it. And it would just been such a big payoff for that franchise and all the individual players. But Giannis is too strong. His shoulder pads are just a dominant force inside the paint,
His shoulder pads, stupid.
his big old shoulder pads.
I mean, yeah, I mean, when you say it like that, it's like sad. Like you make it depressing. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it kind of is, like the Suns had such a shot. Devin
Some
Booker,
poetic
rising
justice.
star. Yeah, exactly. Rising stars. And
Hey, look at
everybody
it
on
this way. Chris Paul, veteran of the game, but not veteran of winning stuff.
I mean, yeah,
Or no?
yeah, I guess he's the next Charles Barkley.
Does he at least have a gold medal?
Yeah, I think he does.
Does he? I mean, I don't know. I just
mean,
barely thought of
we
that. I
have to
know
look
Charles
it up.
Barkley got a gold medal. I mean, no one cares about that, but
Yeah.
hey, he got something. Hey,
Yeah,
yo,
but-
Carmelo Anthony has a gold medal, but
Yeah.
no one cares about that.
As Shaq would say, "Where's your ring, though, Chuck? Where's that ring? You don't play at a championship level."
He's like, I got it right here. Shows him the middle finger. I don't know. Is there anything you would like to? What? Is there anything else you would like to talk about in regards to the NBA Finals, Danny?
Not to the finals, I guess. I mean,
Future. You want to make some predictions? Some way too early predictions, or what?
no, I think the top teams in this year's postseason, of all the teams that made it to the semifinals, I think they'll be pretty dominant forces, both in the regular season and postseason next year.
I don't know. I don't trust the Suns. I feel like they're gonna crumble.
I think there will be a strong team, as long as Chris Paul keeps the same energy that he had this postseason, at least in the beginning of the regular season. I think they'd be a pretty dominant force. Again, I mean,
Dude,
they've been a
imagine like
dominant
this
force.
game just killed everything for him, and he's like, dude, like, what's the point now?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul aside,
That would be
there's so
fire
many strong
on his
players.
part.
Yeah, it would be poor sportsmanship. I mean, well, understandable. I feel his frustration, but
I mean, you get paid for to play. Like, they're not telling you, all right, you lost, but you come back.
yeah.
It's like it's not like. I mean, why would you think like, oh, this was it? Like, dude, I mean, yeah, 16 years is a while, but it's like you're in good shape. You have your health. You're in the State Farm commercials. Like, it's not over. Like, you're not like a teenager. You're not a 17-year-old in high school. Like, oh man, my life is over. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he's saying that, but in basketball terms, he's like, oh man, like,
no,
did I just blow my only chance?
no, I don't think Chris Paul blew his chance. I think the Suns blew the shot to give Chris Paul his championship.
I mean, yeah.
He
I mean,
performed extremely well
yeah.
this finals.
I mean, yeah. You can say that too. I mean, like he said in the press conference after the game, he's like, "I'm not retiring. Like,
No.
I'm gonna." I mean, he says he's gonna try again, but you know, mentally after saying that, you could just be like, "Oh, damn, we
Yeah,
gotta fix this."
yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Suns are gonna sign nobody big, but
No, I think
yeah.
the Suns just they need to focus on keeping their players and putting the young players in a position where every shot that they make can be a clutch shot when the time comes.
I mean, that's kind of like what the why am I like what the Warriors did. Basically, all they did, I mean, they had full star power on their team. They just added Kevin Durant. He just made sure whoever was playing his position, like he fulfilled the position that they needed, where they needed someone to make shots, basically
Yeah.
on the floor that were not 3-pointers or fancy layups.
No. Yeah. They just dominate the middle ground.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, Kevin Durant brings a whole different game. He can go to the hoop. He makes threes.
Yeah, exactly.
He dominates the field.
Like I think the Suns probably need someone like that because I didn't see any of that from them.
I mean, they have Devin Booker.
And he went to sleep. You're not gonna see. You're not gonna see well mentally powered pros mess up like that.
No, but I think that shows how young he is. You know,
Yeah.
Devin Booker, at the time when the buzzer comes down, he made a buzzer beater. You know, he can make those clutch shots, but this was his first time feeling the pressure of the finals.
Well, yeah.
Feeling the pressure of a strong all-star, superstar player on the other side, dominating your team. How do you respond? Devin Booker, this final
said, foreign guy dunks on you.
Yeah, exactly. This final showed that Devin Booker said could not outperform Giannis.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. But who knows next season?
I mean, yeah, we gotta wait now. Lakers in 4 over anybody.
Lakers in 4. Oh my God.
Lakers in 4 when we get Damian Lillard.
Yeah, we'll see what the shakeup this summer has.
And I feel like there's gonna be a real one. I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of movement, but there's gonna be that one where it's like, yo, dude, what the hell is going on?
I feel that this year's NBA gap will show the big teams pulling 1-2 players each, and then the smaller teams getting nothing.
And this year it's gonna be a real NBA offseason because last year we only got like 2-3 months. I mean, it's only like a few months anyway, but it felt like it went by quick. Like this time,
I think it was only a month.
Yeah, like yeah. So I feel like people are gonna have more time to think about their next decisions.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think, Danny? Who's gonna win it all
next season? Who knows? I mean, next season I'll tell you who has semifinals in both sides of the league. I think next season, we'll have the Hawks and the Nets on the East. Don't ask me why. I think the Hawks will have a strong offensive team. Clint Capella will hopefully be the big man that he should be. And the Nets, I feel, will correct all of their mistakes and make it to the semifinals at the very least. And then in the West,
go try to convince me on this one because you didn't convince me on the other one.
In the West, I see the Suns and the Lakers in the semifinals.
Man, you're stupid.
Yeah, I might be stupid. I think the Suns will be top of the league, and the Lakers will be somewhere in the bottom middle, so that they are able to go into the semifinals.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Lakers against anybody. Like I said, I don't like supporting other teams all the time. I'll tell them if you're good, but I'm not going to support you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we go. That was the NBA Finals. Milwaukee Bucks 105, Phoenix Suns 98 in Game 6. Bucks win NBA championship. So, yeah, that was our first rambling there. So, we ready to go into the second portion of this show?
Yeah, that's it.
That's a question to you. I'm not
Yeah, I thought that was
There's no
rhetorical.
live studio audience here. You're the only one here.
Yeah, I thought that was rhetorical.
This is
Go ahead, let's go.
audio entertainment. We can have awkward silence, but we can't have silence. That's not
Yeah,
good.
let's go.
All right, so we're gonna talk a little Olympics. We talked about it in our last episode. We just went over the various headlines that were running around the Tokyo Games, the 2020 Tokyo Games, which I think they should just call them the
It's the
20.
21
No,
games.
no, I feel like they should just call them the Tokyo Games because
Yeah.
why would you call them? You know what I'm saying?
You know why they call it 2020? Because they've printed all the merch, they've done all the advertisement, they've paid all the artists and stuff. Everything's been paid. They cannot afford to change one number from 0 to 1. That's why.
Probably. And NBC's like, hey, we like wasted a lot of money on this, right?
Yeah.
They're like, even the Telemundo people don't want to change it.
Yeah. Nobody wants to change it.
Yeah. So the Olympics start this week. They already started some competitions. They had some women's soccer on Wednesday. I still able to watch that game. I know they're from the East Coast. I think they're like 13 hours ahead of us. So I stood up until 1:30 a.m. in the morning to watch the most dominant women's soccer team in the world, the United States of America, play the opening round of Group G, excuse me, and they played Sweden, who in the 2016 Olympic Games, Sweden knocked down the U.S. in the first round of the tournament, in the knockout round. You want to know what happened in this game, Danny?
Same thing.
No, well, kind of. They got decimated. It was not even close. The U.S. women's team, who has been undefeated for the past 2 years, lost 3-0 to Sweden's women's team. Yeah, sometimes in soccer, there's good and bad losses. This was a terrible loss. The U.S. could not develop any type of offense. They could not solidify any defense to stop the Sweden attack. I was like, dude, what's going on? And the worst part was they couldn't even pass the ball to each other. I'm like, what? Like, I felt like I was watching, like, I mean, it didn't help you that there's no fans in the stadiums, but I felt like I was watching, like, Sunday League soccer, like, down the street by my house.
Wow.
Danny, that's how bad they were, dude.
Really?
Yeah, and, like, I was reading, like, comments on, like, Twitter, and people were like, when are they going to score? When are they going to pass the ball good? Someone was like, this is the same. Someone posted a video from, like, their last friendly against, like, the Mexican national team, the women's team.
Yeah.
Like, they destroyed, like, there's, like, one, like, goal where I think they passed the ball, like, 6 times to each other, like, not, like, in the round, like, in the sequence, like, bam, 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 goal. There was none of that in this game. Like, they couldn't even get, like, they couldn't string no passes together. Like, that's how bad it was. I mean, the only times they actually developed, like, almost scoring was when I guess it was hot that day in Tokyo or wherever they're playing at. The referees had to deliver water breaks in between both the halves. So around like the 20 something, 30 minute and the 70 something minute, they had water breaks, the hydration breaks. And I feel like that's the only reason why Sweden didn't score more goals. And that's the only reason why the US were very, very close to scoring, was because the coach got to say, all right, we're going to do this and it should work. And guess what? It didn't work because the 2 or 3 times they had like open shots on goal, they did not capitalize. And I was like, dude, what the hell is going on? I do remember towards like the middle part of the second half, the USA was driving like on the top side of the field. The dribbler had the ball. It was Rapinoe, by the way. Rapinoe had the ball. She was at the end of the field, crosses the ball into, I think, Carly Lloyd. The goalie for Sweden jumped to get it, missed it. The ball hit off of Carly Lloyd's left foot right in front of the goal, and it bounced off the left post. Because she gave it to her too fast. So instead of trying to hit it with, I think, her right foot, I think because the angles they gave her like very janky. So the ball came in too fast, hit off her left foot, and went back towards the post and bounced away. I was like, dude, they couldn't even buy a goal. That's how bad it was, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I know
really
I know you don't watch a lot of soccer, Danny, but just by I hope you get from my description of that one play, you could feel my discrepancy towards the way that this United States women's team played.
Yeah, I was muted for that, but
No, yeah, I know,
you could
but
visually see my visual groan.
we're
Because
on
it's
Zoom, by
so
the way. I can see his face.
yeah, it's so disappointing too because of I think how much the women's soccer team in the Olympics brings the US together. I think arguably even more than the FIFA World Cup.
Well,
The
because
women's Olympics,
they're the most winningest team in like women's soccer. Like,
yeah,
I think what it is too is that like we play like a lot of like the Central American and like South American teams, and I mean, I'm not. I have to admit that, and like I said, you don't watch a lot of soccer, but I watch a lot of soccer. That women's soccer has not yet developed to a high level. So I feel like the U.S. was.
ooh,
Hey, let me explain.
go
So the
ahead.
U.S. on the teams they were playing like Colombia, Mexico, like there was those were not good teams. And so you play a country like Sweden, who's from Europe, where Europe is soccer is very popular. They have, I would say, better systems to equip their women's teams to develop and win. We kind of saw that in the Women's World Cup. I know France was really good. The women's German team's always been good, but in this past World Cup they were really really good. And yeah, like I guess Sweden has the US's number.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's a great point though. Football in Europe is just it runs its own economy, you know.
Yeah,
It just doesn't happen in the US. If it was viewed more, maybe we'd be able to pull even European teams to play in the US or ship the US team over to
yeah,
Europe to get that experience and to get into that atmosphere and that environment where they can become an even greater elite team.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's just very odd. You could tell there was no chemistry with them. I mean, these are mostly all the same girls that have played with each other for a long time. So it's
yeah,
just disappointing to see them go out there and like I want to say they cared, but their play would say otherwise.
yeah. I mean, it might even be well, I'm sure it is, but you know, it's another symptom of the pandemic. In the US, there's no viewership for women's soccer, so they probably had to play by themselves or shipped to South America where regulations are bad and they're forced to play these bad teams, as you said. But
Yeah,
in Europe, it's such a big game. Like
yeah.
in the US, they just ignored regulation. Well, I would say ignored, but that doesn't happen in Europe. But they bent regulations
No, yeah. I
around
mean,
for those bigger games, for the bigger sports, and they just got more playtime, more exposure.
oh well, yeah.
And
Like I
I
said,
guess
like
that's
in
what it
Europe,
is.
they have more utilities for for the teams to practice and play. So
Mm,
it's like I feel like the US got hit with like a reality check.
yeah, it's
It
like
was like,
invest
oh
in it
wait,
or
we're the
not.
best team in the world and we lost. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, hello.
yeah. I
Like
think you're absolutely right, Robert. We got
like these teams are they're coming for you. Like the US, like women's soccer hasn't been developed in a really long time, and I think we just kind of got the US for a while has been let off the hook just because no one was paying attention to them, and so the US was, just through practice and time they were good, and now everyone's catching up.
yeah, yeah. We need or we. I would say we. I don't do anything, but the U.S. team needs to put more resources towards women's soccer if they want women's soccer to perform. That's
Yeah,
just how it has to
their
be.
claim to get more money is not going to look well with this loss. I'm just going to be
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah,
Hey, we want more money. Okay, go win the Olympics. Hey, could we lose to Sweden 3-0? No, because now you have to win both your set. Now you have to win both games because
yeah.
it's a group stage. So you play
Mm,
a group of four. So you play three games. Now you have basically win both games.
yeah. Well, we'll see if they do it.
Well, they have to because now you put yourself in the hole, a 3-0 hole. So, by the way, if there's ties like in games,
They go
and
by score.
yes, exactly. So now Sweden is technically up +3 in the group, and the USA is -3. I don't know what they were. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But I'm getting heated, so let's move on. Other sports that are happening that I don't know anything about: archery. And rowing. How exciting. The only thing I have to say about rowing is I remember from that movie, The Social Network, about the creation of
Uh,
Facebook
yeah,
and how
those twins.
the twins, and they're like, they were complaining to like the dean of, was it Harvard, Princeton, wherever the hell
I think it was Harvard.
Zuckerberg went to. We're going to row for this country. We're going to represent them in the Olympics. And I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
they showed them in the, like, I wonder what happened to them.
yeah. Uh, I think I remember there was news recently where one of the twins did something. They filed like another suit against Facebook or Zuckerberg, but
Gosh.
I mean, there
No, it
he's a
happened like
giant
in
now. Who cares?
2008.
Yeah, who
Dude,
cares
imagine,
anymore?
imagine like you're still fighting over something like in college, except it's like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah. I mean, but if it was Facebook and I got cut out of, like, let's say right now they would have made $300 million, I'd fucking file a lawsuit too.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was archery. I know nothing about archery. I remember there was one year they did archery right before the Olympics started also, and that's it.
Archer's cool. I tried it once. It's pretty fun.
Okay, I mean, I think the closest thing I've done to archery is like darts.
No, you never got those the little like Chinatown plastic bow and arrow with the rubber
I
shooting.
mean,
It has
yeah,
like
I
that.
mean
Yeah,
like I've had like different ones, but I wouldn't say that's archery.
that's close enough.
All right, Danny. I think we're here to the subtopic that you've been waiting to talk about.
Yes,
Can you
here we
talk about
go.
it, please? Can you shed some light on the subject?
Yes, yes, yes. This topic is misinformation. It's scandalous, rumors left and right. Cardboard beds in the Olympics. The cardboard beds in the Olympics are rumored, and the misinformation out there is saying that they're made so that these Adonis Olympians don't get to screwing 24/7, spreading whatever
Not
diseases, COVID.
coronavirus. Come on,
Exactly. Oh,
COVID.
well, other diseases.
Well, that's what supposedly they were made for, and then they're like, well, why? They're like, well, why would you guys make beds so people don't hang out with each other? Well, apparently the rumor is, I guess they're basing off this, is that the Olympic Village turns into a very intimate setting for athletes to canoodle and
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
together to make a
I mean,
baby,
this
possibly.
hasn't, yeah, this is nothing new. Every year we hear about Olympic parties. We hear, especially in those individual events when there's less viewership,
Yeah,
the commentators talk about seeing this athlete with this athlete. Did you see they walked out of the village together? Did you see they came out of the same room?
yeah.
Like, it's in the commentating. But but there's a video out there on
By
Twitter from an
Bryce
Olympic rower.
McLaughlin, he's like, no, he's a gymnast. He's like, I think he represents
Gymnast. Oh,
Ireland.
sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes a lot more sense. He was jumping
It's
on
on
the bed.
Twitter. I would play it here, but audio's not working apparently. And basically, he's in his room. He has some blue sheets on his bed. He goes up there. He's like, "What y'all have been basically." Well, I'm summarizing what he's saying. He says, "What y'all have been hearing is that they don't want us to be doing stuff on our beds." But look, so he gets up onto the bed, starts jumping up and down, and doesn't collapse because it's supposed to be made out of cardboard. But everybody in the comments section is like, "Nope, this is not a good example. I need to see a better example." They're like, we need to see the example that it was made for, that was made to not happen.
Yeah. I
Him
mean,
jumping up and down is going force down. They're like, we need to see the movement going side to side.
you see the lateral, the
Yeah.
horizontal, vertical movement. Oh my. I mean, I don't think people understand. You think of cardboard, you think of a cardboard shipping box.
Yeah, like
This is not the same cardboard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking like this is like a very strong paper.
No.
Like, what do you mean?
I think people want to. Oh, no. Well, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying no to the people. What they need to think about is when you order a pallet of fruit, or you go to the grocery store, the fruit pallets that hold the watermelon, a giant cardboard box.
Yeah, like those things are strong as hell.
Yeah, those cardboard corners that are meant so to act as bumpers for the box.
Yeah.
That is what the bed is made of. It's layered, thick cardboard.
No, yeah, that cardboard is strong as hell.
Yeah, it's just made of cardboard so that at the end of it, they throw it in a box and then it gets turned to pulp and they're made into new cardboard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now the best part of this video of this guy at the end, he like crosses his arms, he's like fake news.
It's just, yeah. I mean, if I could use my engineering degree here, cardboard's pretty strong.
No, yeah. I mean, I've gone to the supermarket plenty of times. I mean, there's no way that like cardboard from your Amazon delivery is going to hold 30 watermelons that weigh like 15 pounds.
No. Yeah, but that box, like, try running into the box, even when it's empty. You're not going to break the box.
Yeah, I don't think it's going down.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty funny. I know you brought it up, so I'm like, yeah, sure, we can talk about it.
Yeah. Interesting. It's I think it's another like example of kind of the loss of attention for the Olympics. Like you need a grabber story like this to get people talking about it, you know? Like people aren't talking about the events, they're talking about the beds, the Olympians making babies. Like, come on. If the Olympics were that hot, we'd be talking about the events and the athletes themselves.
I mean, there's only been like 3 events, so I mean, this is what people are talking about because it's odd. Like it's an oddity. Like you don't hear that all the time. You don't hear that a lot. Like you're not gonna hear that on the show. Like, hey, I bought my kid a cardboard bed. I don't want them doing any funny business when they're in high school. Like what? Dude, imagine if you went to college and they did that. It's like, hey, welcome to your dorm. Here's your cardboard bed. Or no, they're gonna be like, here's our eco-friendly bed, and you sit on it. And you're like, oh, this is nice. And I'm gonna drop it down. I mean, I'll bring it up a level. Like, not that you're trying to be intimate with anybody, but like, you bring some friends over. You're hanging out in your room, and there's like 4 or 5 of you, and like 3 of you guys sit on it. Bam, that bed just collapses. It's like, dude, what the heck?
I would have preferred the cardboard bed showed in that video to my dorm bed, which was as old as the Olympics themselves, I bet.
Stupid. I mean, I never got the dorm.
Zeus himself assembled it, I bet, and on Mount Olympus, he tossed the model forward, and that's what all the college dorms use. It was that old.
I never got to dorm, so you gotta tell me.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's in a dorm, and if you're in a not new dorm, you know, you see the bed, people have carved into it. F this guy, someone was here, a bunch of other stuff, and moving it in any other direction will sound like lawnmower going over a chainsaw.
Like, is that the type of bed you guys had?
Yeah, every bed creaks.
Dude, I remember
solid
in high
bed
school
in the entire dorm.
when we stayed at was it Sacramento
State? Yeah.
Because I remember you got to go in the good dorms and I went into the crappy dorms. So
no. I walked in to someone else's dorm.
No, you didn't. You told me you had the good. I had the crappy dorms. Don't lie.
No, you went in the bungalow. I went onto the older dorms on the other side of the field. I didn't go into the new dorms up there.
Whatever.
I was invited up because there's AC up there, and I told you, let's go. I just got invited up. We got to go, and you declined. That's what happened.
I was probably, I don't know. I don't remember. I do remember I was just bummed being there. I didn't want to be there no more. I know I can go into a little high school program we were in at the time, but yeah, I was like, I'm good. It was hot. It was hot there, man.
Yeah, it was hot. That's why I said, let's go to the AC. But
then we went a second time, and dude, the new dorms. Oh man.
Oh, they're so nice.
Oh, they were nice, like full on apartments, dude. Like, oh
yeah,
with your own restroom.
I think some of them had like a small kitchen.
Yeah, I think they all had small kitchen because the ones the one I remember was like you walk in, to the left was a little kitchen. It was like a little living room in the middle, and then to the left and the right were the two dorms. With 2 beds and their own restroom.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was the other one that we went with some classmates of ours, where theirs was a corner dorm. So it was like to the left, it was a kitchen. To the front, it was like a little living room. And down one little hallway was like
1 bedroom.
I think it was 2. I think it might
Was
be
it
3 because
really?
even the restrooms were different in that one. Because that one, like the restrooms were like toilet, and then you walk out for the sink, and it was 2 sinks.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you're. I remember that now.
I
Yeah,
kind of
you're right.
I can't forget those dorms. They were so nice. I'm pretty sure
No.
I wonder if like the Olympic dorms are that good. Probably
Oh,
not.
I'm sure. I
Well,
mean,
because I remember like rumors from the Russian the was it the Sochi Olympics in Russia. They're like, dude, I remember they were like complaining because like there was I think they had the adequate space for the Olympians to live in,
mhm.
but there was like other buildings that were not done. I highly
Yeah,
doubt that. I highly doubt the Tokyo Association that were organizing this were not gonna like take like they weren't gonna screw that up. I think.
yeah. I mean, they had a whole extra year to make sure that that didn't happen.
Yeah, but the bed thing is kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, oh well, debunked, fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Hey man, when we went to Sac State and those new dorms, my bed had shelves under them.
Yeah,
That's
mine
weird.
too. Mine had cabinets underneath, and
A closet.
yeah, and the mattress itself was like it was made out of newspaper. Like every move that you made, you went.
Wait, what? I don't remember that. Wait, at UCI?
No, no, no. It's sexy.
Oh, I don't remember that. I just remember. Well, I mean, the second. Okay, the first time we went to Sac State, I had a roommate. The second time, I didn't. So
Yeah.
I just remember sleeping pretty well. I was kind of lonely.
No,
Well, technically, I did have roommates, but they were in the other room.
mm, yeah. I think the first time really bad. The
Yeah.
second time I think we got nicer mattresses, so it wasn't too bad.
Are you kidding me?
What?
I'm saying, are you kidding me? Dude, they were amazing mattresses.
Yeah. I mean, well, everything is better than their. They basically laid out like 3 newspapers for me to sleep on. That's what it was.
But let's go back to high school. Let's go dorming again for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. It'd be nice not to pay taxes.
It'd be nice not to trip about going to school
Yeah.
and just saying, all right, we're gonna go do this club and they're inviting us here. Yes.
Oh my gosh, let's go back.
Nah, let's not go back to high school.
Yeah, yeah, it's not worth it.
Not worth it. Not
Yeah,
worth it.
no,
Nope.
no.
Nope. Nope.
I have money now. Who
Nope.
cares?
Because now we can sleep on copper beds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The Olympic ceremony starts this Friday. Um, for I'm reading this off of the official Olympic website. The event will occur at 7 a.m. Eastern on Friday, while it will occur at 8 p.m. local time in Tokyo. However, for those that don't want to get up early, the event will be rebroadcasted Friday night in prime time, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So what is that, like 4:30 here? 3:30?
Yeah.
Oh,
4:30.
I mean, it's usually broadcasted like that anyway. Because I remember when in 2008 when the Olympics were in Beijing.
Beijing. Yeah.
I mean, it was pre-recorded anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
by the time they had their ceremony, it was like 2 a.m. here, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying it was like early in the morning. So of course it was gonna be edited anyway. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I just hope it's a good showing. I mean, I just hope that during this whole 1 year delay that they had to like redo anything or have to like make it. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want it to be depressing.
No, I think it'll be a great.
I want my
For
Super
sure.
Mario and Sonic references
I'm sure
Yeah.
Mario's gonna show up.
and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Not sure. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Probably not
Goku
Yu-Gi-Oh.
is an official ambassador as well.
Oh, all right. If he's an official ambassador, we got to see a Goku. If there's no
Yeah,
Goku,
I mean-
we riot.
That might be a name only. There's always a bunch of ambassadors, but the official character is a new character. Of the Tokyo Olympics. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, like a new character from like a show, or is it a mascot for the Olympics?
No, it's a new mascot.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, every Olympics has like a mascot. I think the London Olympics had 2 mascots, which was kind of weird. They were like these shiny things with one eye.
Yeah, I don't even remember them.
Yeah.
That's how much they stood out, I guess. Huh?
Oh, yeah. I think it was either for the Brazil for the Rio World Cup or the Olympics in Rio in Brazil, but they had like a little tiger or like a little lion, like or a little
Yeah,
leopard, something
yeah,
like
I
that.
remember that. I remember that tiger. Yeah, it was like a tiny little like
Yeah, it was yellow. That's
cartoony
all I
tiger.
remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, let me see what else we got here. I don't know. Like I said on our last show, I'm ready to see some skateboarding. I had to look it up. I was looking it up. I guess they're gonna stream it, but there's a lot of channels that the Olympics gonna be on. So just look up your local broadcaster if you have cable and see what events are on. If you do not, keep checking Channel 4. Maybe I think I want to say Univision, but probably not. But most likely Telemundo, which is in Spanish, if you like that. But check all your channels because I know sometimes they'll pop up. I think USA, no, NBC Sports should still be on a
Yeah.
regular broadcast syndication for
Mhm.
showing, I should say. So look for that. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about in regards to the Olympics, Danny, before we move on in our show?
Nope.
Alrighty then. So cardboard beds it is. So we got our wild card section here, which shouldn't take that long.
Let's go.
First thing we got actually it's your turn to talk first. Hell. We got the
Oh yeah.
McGregor Poirier fight. How did that go,
Yes,
Danny? I didn't watch
sir. Oh my goodness. I
I know
mean,
what happens,
there
but
wasn't much to watch. It was a
I
minute
mean,
and 30
yeah.
seconds. Yeah. I mean,
Did you pay for that?
I did not pay for it, no.
So how'd you
But
watch it then? Where'd you watch it at? Is a good question.
highlights, I watched enough highlights to piece together chronologically the entire minute and 30 seconds.
It was only one round, right?
Yeah, yep. Only one round.
So you're telling me you wanted to watch the fight, but you didn't watch the fight. I mean, and it wasn't worth. I mean, at the end of the day, it was worth it because nothing happened.
Yes, I was going to watch the fight. I was pulled away to do something else. At the time, I could have paid for it on my own, but I said, you know what? No, I'll watch the highlights and pretend I watched it. But then it turned out I couldn't even really pretend that I watched it because I actually did end up watching the whole thing due to the cut highlights. um, but yeah, McGregor Poirier 3. This time Poirier was a favorite. I think if 4 happens, he'll be the favorite again.
Oh, do you want to
But
tell people what happened in the fight? By the way,
let me get there. Let's build the story.
you're taking too long.
So McGregor came out strong. He came out as a striker does. He found a couple of successful kicks. Poirier did not check any of those kicks, but Poirier himself was able to land a couple of good lefts. I think he landed a good it was a mix between a cross and a left uppercut against McGregor. And then minute and 30 seconds in, McGregor throws a left kick to Poirier. It hits right above his elbow, and McGregor steps back on that same foot, and his ankle's broken.
You mean his
And
his foot just now?
well, yeah. I think it was his tibia that broke. But
How does that even happen?
yeah, I mean that's the second one this year, third one UFC history, right? The first 2 in UFC history were from checked kicks, right at the shin, which if you ask any Muay Thai fighter, they absolutely avoid low kicks because of that reason. So it's so common
Does
for
it
a
just make that
shin.
part? Does it make that part of? Does it make that part of the foot like weak for a moment? Is that what happens?
But well, Biggie, there's a lot of things in combination that happen. First, your kick is so strong at the end of your foot because your whole leg acts as a lever that you're
Yeah,
putting a lot of force into one spot, wherever the contact spot is.
yeah,
That unless you're hitting flesh or you're making contact with the right part of your foot, you're going to
yeah.
break something. Muay Thai fighters don't break it because they stand there and they get smacked by bamboo sticks. They kick wood all day. They really build up those bones. They break it with microfractures and rebuild it over time healing. That they build those shins and the instep muscles and their ankles and all the other bones so that they're just unaffected when they hit another bone.
Yeah.
But McGregor looked like he worked on his kicks, which is great, but he didn't work on kicking somebody full force, bone on bone. Which how do you
But
work
he
on that?
didn't work on it.
Yeah, exactly. How do you work on that without breaking your foot?
Yeah, I know.
Without
That's what
years
I'm
of
saying. I mean,
experience,
like you just said, they kick pieces of wood.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
already harder than bone. That's like basically the equivalent to bone, like kicking
yeah,
a tree.
exactly. And that's what they do. They build those bone structures. But McGregor couldn't have possibly, and most UFC fighters, they can't possibly start with that training unless they start in Muay Thai and start in that like very extreme martial art
Yeah.
world. And it was to me, it was unavoidable. As
Well, I
soon
mean,
as you
yeah, he
see,
planted his foot and just cracked in half.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if McGregor worked on his kicks, he should have worked on kicking the right spots. And he was lucky that Poirier didn't check any kicks because if he checked the first kick at that strength, the fight would have been over from the first hit strike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
I
was
mean,
over. That's
yeah, pretty quickly. Yeah, not so short after the first strike, but yeah, I mean, I think Poirier, even though McGregor showed out stronger in that early round, Poirier showed composure. He showed that he was still able to check him. McGregor looked like he wanted to push the fight onto the floor. Poirier found a little bit of success when he had him up against the cage. I think he landed like a couple of hits, but
Wait, all that
McGregor
happened
also
in 1
landed.
minute. Dang.
I mean, well, it's exaggeration. Minute
Oh,
30. I
okay.
think it was like a total of like 2 minutes, something, maybe 3 minutes. But yeah, but even with his back against the wall on the ground, McGregor did land some nice elbows. So I mean, if he didn't get injured, who's to say? I think it would have been Poirier, but he did get injured, so that's how it is. I don't think McGregor will be ready for a Poirier fight until 2 years down the line, at the very least.
Oh, I mean, they're probably gonna. I mean, he was already trying to promote the third fight from the floor. Hey, your wife is in my DMs.
Yeah, I mean
I'm like, dude, are you an idiot?
I mean
Are
that's
you
typical
psychotic? I think
McGregor.
he is psychotic.
Yeah, that's him. That's McGregor cockiness.
He just
But
likes pushing buttons. I mean, like most UFC fighters don't like their buttons pushed, but it's like, dude,
no,
what's wrong with
but that's
you?
him. That's
I mean, I
him.
guess.
Yeah. I mean it. There's a different voice to it when you're on the floor with a broken leg.
Isn't
You
like
know.
yeah, and isn't like McGregor like married?
Yeah, he is married, and he made. But he, the story of this fight was McGregor is the cushiest he's ever been. He's making the most money this year that he's ever made. I think he was the most paid athlete in a single calendar year last year. And
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing else going on, so
yeah, I mean, but that was the story of the fight. He's a posh guy now. That's what people are saying, and
what does that mean?
posh. He lives a life of luxury,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's getting soft. That's what people are saying, and you can argue that that's what's happening, but it's it just showed he didn't train to the intensity that he should have to beat Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all you got to say, sir?
Yep, that's it.
And another quick fire. England lost to the Italians in the Euro final. I'm very happy because I just want to see England lose in their home stadium, and I see all those people go home sad and be
Yeah, I mean, how delicious were those English tears? All of those Englishes in the
Yo, it was
pubs
raining. It
crying.
was
Yeah,
raining
it
up in
was.
here.
I was like, salt, please salt my fish and chips. Oh, so good, so delicious.
I was like, pass it to the Italians. I mean,
Yeah.
the game was well, England came out on fire. They scored like in the second minute, and then Italy ended up getting an equalizer later on in the game.
Mhm.
And towards the end of overtime, the England national coach he subbed in his three young guys. I think Jordan Sancho and what's his name, Rashford and Saka. I've never heard of this guy, but they're like 19, 20 years old, 21 years old.
Mm.
So he puts them in because the coach already knew they were going into penalty kicks. So everybody was already, the commentators were expecting they're all right. They're most likely going to put them at the spot to score. And yeah, that's what happened. So It was all bang, bang, bang. They were going back and forth in the first two shots, and then oh man, it just went downhill for England very quick. The first guy missed it. The first guy get his shot blocked. The other guy hits off the post, and the second guy gets his shot blocked. And it was like, dude, what just happened? And it's like you just had your young kids humiliate themselves. Yeah, that was it. It was not coming home. It was going to Rome, as the Italians were saying.
Yeah, and just the sportsmanship of the country showed after that game.
Oh yeah, of course they were
disappointing.
Hey, let's attack our best players just because they're black. Yes, wonderful. Let's attack these young men for representing us in our country and losing the biggest stage in Europe.
Like, you miss a penalty shot. You miss a penalty shot, but attack the play of the game. Don't attack the players. If you're gonna attack the players, attack how they play. Call them a bad shot. Don't call them physical attribute that they can't control.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, dude, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
I guess when you're upset, you say things you don't regret, but I don't think those people that say that type of stuff care. So
it's ridiculous.
It's like once you say once you are who you are, it's hard to change at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just to also clarify, those three players, skin complexion, black with African descent, so they were getting racial abuse from, I guess, England and whoever else is wanting to talk smack to them. So yeah, unfortunately that happened. But I know a lot of people rally around them. So
yeah,
hopefully they're still in good spirits even after the loss and the abuse they got.
Yeah, I know they felt or they got support from their team, their teammates, people surrounding them. But it's just, how can you do that? Like even in a loss, you got to support the home team.
Yeah. I guess they were too hyped for their own good.
Yeah.
So yeah, from one side of the pond, from soccer football pitch, to this side of the pond in the USA, we got the Gold Cup. That's another good. Okay, it's not as good as the Euros, but the two powerhouse teams at the moment, USA and Mexico, are always in it, and they always put up a good show. And it's always cool to see who's gonna like pop up and do good. So the U.S. men's team, although not as winning as the women's team, won all three of their group games against Haiti, Martinique, and Canada. And yeah, I'm hoping that they play good going into the quarterfinals, quarter round, knockout stage, I should say. They're gonna play Jamaica in the first round, actually. Jamaica, they're an okay team. In the past, they've been better. But let's just see if this backup squad style USA team wins well. There's no Christian Pulisic. There's no Weston McKennie. Greg Bergholtz, so the USA men's national team coach, brought in a lot of MLS players. He brought in a few European, like Matthew Hoppe, who plays striker for Schalke. He's pretty good, but he's coming off the bench. So I feel like what the manager is trying to do is he's trying to test out the water for players for World Cup qualifying. That's why he didn't really call in any of the more European centric players like Pulisic, who plays for Chelsea. They're already in preseason, so it's like, well, you want to do preseason for your club or come play in this tournament that may or may not end well for us. So I feel like he's using this as a test run. Mexico is also kind of doing the same thing. They didn't call in the usual squad from the Nations League Cup that they had a couple months ago. So yeah, both teams are kind of testing out their players, and hopefully the USA wins it all. We want the USA to win. So yeah,
USA.
Or as I used to say when I used to hang out in high school, USA. My accent will come out every once in a while. USA. Dude, my barber's the one that called me out on that. He's like, wait, what'd you say? USA. No. How'd you say it before? I don't know, USA. No, you said USA. Wait, that's my little soccer stop.
Yeah.
And Danny, you wrote this down on our list. Colin, I don't know how to say that fool. Come on.
Morikawa. Come on, sound it out.
Morikawa. And what did he do, Danny? Why is this on our list?
Yeah, he wins his second golf championship at
PGA.
Well, he won PGA last year. This year he came in third, I believe.
Yeah.
But he wins the Open, which is the French or English? No, English course.
Know. There's the US Open, the French Open, and then there's some England one. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's the English course.
At
age 24, he wins his second championship. Congratulations. That's it.
Is that like rare because he's Asian? Was he Japanese?
Yeah, I believe he's Japanese. I mean, it's rare because he's 24 and
Well, you better check he's Japanese. I want people coming after us.
All right, well,
Colin Moore. It says he's American.
He is American. He's Japanese American.
Let me see. Morikawa is an American professional golfer who plays on the GPA Tour.
Of Japanese and Chinese descent.
Career with 22 consecutive made cuts, a feat surpassed only by Tiger Woods' 25 cut streak. He's from LA. He's 1997, bro. That's a good year. I was born.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
let's see, what does it say on his Wikipedia?
We gotta wrap it up. My laptop's gonna die. No, my laptop's gonna die right now. We gotta wrap it up.
You better charge your laptop.
I don't have my charger. Wrap it up right now.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, find out next time on if this man is Japanese or not. No, I'm just kidding.
He's Japanese, Chinese descent.
Whatever. All right, well, I guess Daniel's laptop is about to die, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for listening to the Rambling Runoff. I am your host, Robert Rios, and this was my co-host, Danny Tan.
Yeah. Say goodbye, Danny. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at @OffRambling if you want to hear me talk about random things. And yeah, thanks for listening to the show. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.